Hello everyone, welcome to Top 10 Character Moments. Today we're breaking down my list for the top 10 best moments of the young Pokémon Coordinator, Dawn. Be sure to tune in every Friday to watch my latest top 10 video. In each video, I will break down my list for a specific character's best moments and why I like them so much. Just remember, this is my personal list, so you don't have to agree with it, but I ask you respect my opinions as I will respect yours. Now for those who don't know, I'm Ryan Brower. I run another YouTube channel called Sector for Nerds, so I ask not only you subscribe to this channel, but also Sector for Nerds, as it would really mean a lot to me. Thanks guys. Alright guys, let's get into some honorable mentions before cracking the top 10. First up, seeing Mesprit at Lake Verity. On the first day of her Pokemon journey, Dawn and her first Pokemon partner Piplup end up on the shores of Lake Verity where they see a mysterious Pokemon. We later learn it's Mesprit, one of the 3 legendary lake guardians. Seeing a legendary on your first day is a big deal. There's another trainer who knows a thing or two about that. Next up, teaming up with May. That's right, the May, the one that traveled with Ash and Brock through Hoenn. May gets to reunite with her old friends and make a new friend in Dawn. They end up teaming together first against Team Rocket and then against the owners of a restaurant. The rule was you had to beat them in order to dine at their establishment. Interesting rule to say the least. I mean, what if no one beat them? Like, they'd have no money. And finally, returning in Pokemon Journeys. This was awesome. It had been years since we've seen Dawn on screen, but in this specific series, we got her back. And then they kept bringing her back, which I'm pretty sure she's been back like 3 or 4 times in that show now, but I think the reason why they keep doing it is to promote Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. It's not the first time they've used a tactic like this to promote their games. I'm pretty sure that's why they kept bringing back Misty and Brock to Alola, was to promote Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Nevertheless, it's always nice to see Dawn, given she's one of my favorite characters in the anime. Alright you guys, let's get into the top 10 list itself. You guys ready? Here we go. At number 10, reuniting with her old friend Leona. After the gang realizes there's no Pokemon Center to stay at in the next town they're going to, Dawn recommends a hot spring nearby that's run by the parents of her childhood friend, Leona. Unfortunately, the hot springs aren't working thanks to a little sabotage work by Team Rocket, but thanks to the efforts of Ash, Dawn, Brock, and Leona, they're able to get it working. But the reason why I like this episode in particular is because we start to get more glimpses into Dawn's past. And Ash asks the question we've all been wondering: why do all of Dawn's friends call her Dee Dee? And as Leona is about to answer, Dawn shoves her head in the water, to which the two of them both laugh and Leona says it's their secret. This episode also helps Dawn get a little bit of confidence back after multiple contest losses. We can get more into that later. At number 9, surprising Ash in Unova. When May visited Sinnoh, Ash knew ahead of time that she was going to be there, but he had no idea that Dawn was going to be in Unova. They reunite and give each other what I like to call their signature high five, as it was something that was done plenty of times in Sinnoh. And then they got the chance to catch up and spend some time together before and during the Pokemon World Tournament Junior Cup. Dawn was in like 8 or 9 episodes during that time, and it was nice considering how much I enjoyed her character. Plus, I personally wasn't a huge fan of the Unova series and wasn't as big of a fan of Silent or Iris, so having her around definitely made those episodes must-watch for me. At number 8, her battle with Ash in Unova. Putting aside how the battle ended, which was really lame, this battle was fun, and maybe it's because I love both these characters so much why I think this moment is good. Seeing 2 friends and former travel mates battling it out to see who's better at what's not to like. Again, apart from the finish where Cynthia's just like, and that's it. It's like, what? Pikachu and Kulava were taking it to each other. Probably the standout moment for me is when Kulava countered Pikachu's Iron Tail with Flamethrower, cause like Fire-type moves are more effective against Steel-type Pokemon, but Pikachu was only using a Steel-type move and it's an Electric-type Pokemon. So the fact that Kulava's Flamethrower was that powerful and it stopped all of Pikachu's momentum, it was like, whoa. At number 7, taking on Maylene in a gym battle. After Maylene lost to Paul, she lost all her confidence as a gym leader, but after Dawn has a heart-to-heart conversation with her, she challenges Maylene to a gym battle. Now, Dawn isn't a gym battle expert like her pal Ash, but she challenged Maylene to this battle to help restore her confidence as a leader. Now, Dawn does have some good experience with contest battles, which aren't the same as gym battles, but she was able to use her skills that she learned from contest battles to help her against Maylene. Unfortunately for Dawn, she lost, but in doing so, it helped restore Maylene's confidence again, which leads to the next part of this story where Ash challenges her to a gym battle, which, by the way, Ash vs. Maylene is one of my favorite Ash gym battles of all time, and specifically for Buizel and Lucario. At number 6, protecting Mamoswine. After Mamoswine hurts itself and can't walk, it's up to Dawn and her Pokemon to protect the giant creature. This particular episode plays off of one that happened a while back where Pachirisu gets sick and Ash and Dawn struggle to take care of it. Luckily, Brock was there to save the day in the end, but he mentioned how important it is for Ash and Dawn to learn about first aid, and that allowed for Dawn to properly take care of Mamoswine. I like this moment because it shows how far Dawn has progressed as a character since that moment with Pachirisu. At number 5, accepting Piplup. That penguin Pokemon wanted nothing to do with evolving. Dawn tries to explain that evolution is a good thing and that he'll able to learn more moves and win more contests. But what Dawn fails to understand at first is that it's not about what she wants, it's about what Piplup wants. And once she does figure that out, it's a beautiful moment. She has that bond with Piplup like Ash has with Pikachu. At number 4, winning her first contest ribbon. You never forget your first. And Dawn's first contest win was definitely memorable. It was only her second official contest ever, and she beat her childhood friend Kenny to win it. You love to see it. At number 3, overcoming Plusle / winning her 5th ribbon. You need 5 ribbons in order to make it to the Grand Festival, so that of itself happening is a big deal, but there's an even bigger moment at play here. It was during that same time we learned the truth of why all Dawn's friends call her Dee Dee. Back when she was in kindergarten, Dawn, along with Kenny and Leona, were Pokemon caretakers, so as Dawn was taking care of Plusle and Minun, they zapped her with their electric powers and made her hair all sparky and out of sorts, so her friends started calling her Diamond Dandruff, or Dee Dee for short, and then it resulted in everyone making fun of her, and it appears to have haunted her ever since. Unfortunately for Dawn, her newest contest rival, Ursula, overheard the story while she was explaining it to Ash and Brock, so of course Ursula teased her about it. Fast forward to the finals of the Daybreak contest, it's Dawn versus Ursula. Dawn uses Mamoswine and Cyndaquil, and Ursula uses, you guessed it, Plusle and Minun. Ursula's entire strategy was built on humiliating Dawn and getting inside her head, and for a while, it worked. Ursula was constantly calling her Dee Dee, her Pokemon were given the sparkly dandruff look as well as Dawn, but that didn't stop the young coordinator. They mounted a massive comeback and were able to use their Flame Ice attack that they had been working to perfect, and in the end, Dawn came out the victor, overcoming Plusle and Minun and winning her 5th contest ribbon. At number 2, beating May to win the Wallace Cup. Now the reason I love this moment so much is because it felt like a real passing of the torch moment between May and Dawn. I say this because in the Hoenn series, which took place before Sinnoh, it was all about May. She was the main character besides Ash, of course. And here it felt like, okay, May's time has come and gone, now it's Dawn's turn to shine, and that she did. Also, what I love even more is the story that's been built going into this tournament, and that's Dawn suffering 2 first-round contest losses in a row, and it sends her on this downward spiral, where for a while, she continued to doubt herself, and if being a Pokemon coordinator was the right fit for her. Eventually, she does get her confidence back, and this is the payoff to it. And at number 1, taking Zoe to the limit in the Grand Festival Finals. Once you win 5 contest ribbons, you have the opportunity to compete in the Grand Festival. Dawn and Zoe both battled their way to the finals where they faced each other for the title of Top Coordinator. It was a double battle between Dawn's Piplup and Togekiss, which were her first and latest Pokemon she caught, kinda cool in that respect, and then Zoe used her Glammeow and Gallade. Dawn's mom believes the two are even in the sense that both of them don't know the other's Pokemon combinations, considering they're both using Pokemon the other hasn't battled before. Dawn's mom being a former top coordinator herself. Zoe got ahead early on, so even when they tied on certain moves, Zoe was still ahead. Dawn mounted a comeback and in the end giving it everything she had. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to beat Zoe, but the point difference was so small it could have gone either way. I think it was just a matter of Zoe was the better performer that day. But the fact Dawn got as far as she did and as close as she came to becoming the best coordinator definitely makes it my favorite Dawn moment. So there you have it, guys. That's my list for the top 10 best Dawn moments. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite moments of the young Pokemon Coordinator are and why. Also, stay tuned every Friday for a new episode of Top 10 Character Moments. Next week, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'll be breaking down my picks for the top 10 best wrestling moments of Stone Cold Steve Austin. For those who don't know, I'm a big fan of professional wrestling. So next week, for the first time, we're going to be doing a top 10 video on a wrestler's best moments. Hopefully, you guys will check it out. Thank you all for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week.
No need to worry.